Hey guys, I thought I would give you guys a quick update to where we are. Now that the state of Oregon is moved into phase one, you might be wondering, where does that leave us as a church? Well, the Assemblies of God has put out an official stance where we are on this, and I'd like to read you some of those guidelines today, and I think that'll help clarify some of this. Now, some of you might be wondering, yeah, is this even biblical that we're, hunkering down in our houses? And, there's actually a prophecy in Isaiah about the end times, about some of the rough times that's going to be happening. And of course, we know we're living in these times, but we also know that God prepares the church for hard times as well. And we look in Isaiah 26, verse 20, and it says, "Go, my people, enter into your rooms and shut the doors behind you. Hide yourself for a little while until his wrath has passed by." Now, I'm not saying this is the wrath of God or anything like that, but what I am saying is in tough times, when things are rough, sometimes you have to hunker down. And unfortunately, this has been taking, seems like forever, but just hang in there. The church is fine. The church isn't going anywhere. The church has survived 2,000 years. We're going to be just fine. We're going to get on the other side of this and continue to spread the gospel, and we'll be just fine. Now, you might be going, well, why don't we just say fully on all this and let's just have church? And I'll be honest, as a pretty independent person, I'm like, well, who's the government to tell me what to do? I'm going to go in there. I have rights to do this. And is that true? Oh, well, of course. But on the other hand, too, I want to make sure that I have a good heart in doing this. And also, I'm a presbyter for the Assemblies of God, too. So I want to also set a good example for other pastors around the coast to, do things that are, in an appropriate way. And I look at Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others." So when I say that, what I really mean is I want to take our time. I don't want to just rush right back in and to just say, all right, we're having church. I'm fully on all this. It's all over. Why the independent part of me says, oh, let's just do it. Even in our particular area, it seems like, there's not much infection. So with all that, I say to myself, let's just dive in. But on the other hand, too, I want to also be respectful. I want to do this in an appropriate way. And the Assemblies of God has actually put out some guidelines. I wanted to take a few minutes and read you those guidelines this morning. Those guidelines for phase one is this: gatherings limited to 25. And of course, in 21 days, we're most likely going to move to phase two, which means even larger gatherings, which means we might be able to have church in a month. I got a feeling they'll probably just boost that to 50, so it might take a little bit longer than that, but we can start doing some smaller stuff. Which means also right now, if you need prayer, you are welcome to come to the office. We're here from Sunday through Thursday. Well, today's Friday. I'm still here in the office. So, so we're here most of the week. Man, I'd love to see you. You're welcome to stop by and say hi, and, we'll pray with you. And of course, we have masks, ready to go. So you don't have to worry about that. If you want me to put one on when you get here, I can do that as well. But, we can pray with you. We're here for you. And you're always welcome to give me a call at any time as well. All right. The next thing is, number 2, it says maintain social distancing, the 6-foot rule, and no physical greeting. So a lot of people know that I love Star Trek. You can see it behind me. So, we can always do the live long and prosper greeting. Yeah, we could get our nerd on. Yeah, that's right. All right, but anyways, there's always wonderful greetings we could do besides the traditional shaking of hands as well. It also says continue sanitation practices, hand sanitizing stations, wipe down common areas. The one thing is nice is our janitors at our church, we're already doing this. We actually did this even before the pandemic. They wiped down all the handles, they sanitize everything. We keep the churches, both of our campuses, very clean. So for that, we're already doing that, and our church has also ordered 2 portable hand sanitizing stations for when we are able to open up, that we're able to wash hands as well. And so that's going to be nice. And ordered some extra disposable masks. That way, if somebody forgets, their mask, when they do come in, we're able to provide that for them. But that doesn't mean we have them on stock. That means just in case somebody forgets. So please bring your own when you do come. The next thing says worship. Singing can be offered without masks as long as we're following the distancing rule. So once we do open up, we probably will have the chairs separated out into 6-foot segments, and maybe like a row of 5 for a family, and then a row of 2, and then a row of 2, and so on and so forth. And then we'll spread it out through both campuses, and that way we can start opening when it's appropriate. Also, it says number 5, request those over 60 or with underlying medical conditions or the ill to attend. Now that's going to be hard because we have so many wonderful seniors and so many wonderful people who have physical conditions, and to that one was like, oh no, but we love you enough to say, maybe it's not the wisest time to start getting into the general populace until we see if it spreads to our community. Like I said, luckily our community is pretty safe right now, so that's a wonderful blessing of the Lord. So number 6, it says no food or coffee stations and closed restrooms. Also rethink and reset childcare, including children in the main gathering. For a while when we get back together, we're probably going to have the kids in the sanctuary with the families, mostly because kids do not understand social distancing. And could you imagine 30 kids in our kids' church just bouncing out the walls and Pastor Sean going, okay, everybody stay 6 feet away from each other? Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. So in the beginning, when we first get back, we're probably going to keep things very streamlined. Probably have one main gathering at each campus, or so on, and try to just keep all the families together and try to keep everybody safe. And we want to be cautious, but also I'm cautiously optimistic as well. All right, and then it says, so we won't have our coffee open. So you're going to have to bring your own coffee. And if you want to bring Pastor an extra cup of coffee, I'm sure I'm fine with that. No. Also says no choir. That's okay. We don't have a choir. Next one, it says small group ministries. People may stay in the same group, maintain social distancing. Well, that would be nice. I mean, we can start that up. But like I said, in our particular situation, I think we're going to start off with our main gatherings and kind of build off of that and kind of just take it slow, just because I think cautions is advisable in that area. Also says continue online ministry. Well, that's cool because we did this a year ago. So we've been continuing this. So this is something we will continue with our online ministry. And even then, our online ministry has grown, tenfold. So we're probably can even consider that like another campus. Like we have our Coos Bay campus, we have our North Bend campus, and we have our online campus now. And, so that's something we're probably going to consider, treating it as its own campus, but we're praying about that. Another one would be number 10. Stay connected with community leaders and those who need your help. And that is something we have actually continued through this pandemic, is continued our feeding programs, continued our community outreach programs, search and rescues, and all those type of things. So that is something we are continuing to do. And, like I said, my instinct as a independent person wants to go, fooey on all this. They don't have the right to tell us nothing. And to that, you're right, and I'm right. I mean, I think if we wanted to right now, I could open up the door and say, too bad, but on the other hand, too, I want to also do things with respect, and you reap what you sow. And if I want people to honor the authority in the church, I also want to honor the authority that God has placed with us. Not that I agree with them at all. But with that said, I do want to, not do anything out of, like it says in Scripture, out of selfish ambition. Because my heart, is saying, please, let's get this church back together. I miss you guys so much. I love you guys. I don't know about you guys, but having pastoring from a telephone and from a camera is heart-wrenching on this guy right here. Because I love you guys. I miss you guys. I miss seeing your faces, and I miss giving you the hugs that I normally give, and handshakes and welcomings, and I miss doing all that. So I love you guys, and I can't wait for us to open. And by no means will I sit back if they continue to push this back either. I'm not gonna sit there and just bow down to everything they say either, because the independent side of me says, yeah, let's make sure that you're doing this for the right reasons and not just for control freak stuff. So anyways, but I do want to set a good example for our pastors up and down the coast as well, and I want to set a good example for us as a church, and to make sure we do things in appropriate ways, to really think it through, to try to do what's right before the Lord, before you, and before our community. And that's the witness I'm praying for our church. So I love you guys. So hopefully this PSA will kind of clarify some things. We're in phase 1. Phase 1 is 25 and under, which means that we can open up the church for you guys to come and be prayed for. And not that I wasn't doing that already, but love you. You're welcome to come and say hi. But, we do encourage the social distancing still. Please try to wear a mask, that type of thing. I am not your nanny. If you show up without a mask, I am not going to say anything to you. But for services, we probably will have to require them because that would be state law. But that's why we're going to provide some if needed. So anyways, and once again, not a law, it's a recommendation. But love you guys. Hope all is well. And hopefully you understood my heart. Yeah, because my heart, the independent American part of me says, oh, fooey on all this. But the Christian part of me says, I don't want to be rebellious. I want to make sure to be and do what's appropriate and look out for the welfare of our seniors in our church, who I love dearly. I don't want to put them at dear risk. Also, for those who have underlying health conditions like my sons and myself, who have lung conditions, I want to make sure that everybody is being safe and cautious. But I'm also, I don't want to operate with the spirit of fear. So there's a fine balance and a juggling act with all this. So anyways, as soon as the doors can be open, we will be open. But right now it's phase 1. Hopefully phase 2 will boost it up to 100 and we'll do a couple services. If it's 50, we're probably going to have to do some more drive-in services, which we have our next one on the 1st of June. And if they keep pushing it back all summer, we're just going to do a bunch of drive-in services. So that way we have more opportunity to get together. So hopefully this answers some questions, but as soon as we can, we will open up the church, and if they keep pushing it back, we'll just have church in the parking lot. We'll make it happen. But for now, we're just going to take it easy. We're going to relax because God's got this in control. Stay healthy, stay blessed. And like I said there in Isaiah in that prophecy, hunker down. You'll be okay. And I'm not saying this is the Lord's wrath, but if it is, let's let it pass by like the Passover. So love you guys. Stay safe. Can't wait to see you. Stop by the office. Say hi. I'm praying for you. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.